as we look carefully at our Bible, it says that the herbs is for the healing of the nations. The herbs are for the healing of the nations. In Genesis, in Ezekiel, and Revelation.
This, folks, is Dr. Sebi, a holistic healer and herbalist who made remarkable discoveries in the field of medicine. He discovered natural cures for various illnesses, including AIDS, cancer, and many other diseases. With these incredible achievements, you'd think that he would be internationally renowned, and he'd received recognition. But no. On the contrary, he was subjected to ridicule and lawsuits from the medical community. Unfortunately, his story does not end there. He died alone and in prison under suspicious circumstances. Dr. Sebi's healing methods were incredibly effective, and he helped hundreds of people, including many celebrities such as Michael Jackson, Steven Seagal, Eddie Murphy, and John Travolta. In fact, two of these celebrities, rapper Nipsey Hussle and singer Lisa Lopez, were so grateful for his guidance and healing that they wanted to express their gratitude by spreading awareness of his methods and cures. Nipsey Hussle went a step further and announced that he would fund and create an entire documentary dedicated to Dr. Sebi's work. Unfortunately, before the documentary could be completed, Nipsey Hussle was found dead and shot multiple times. Lisa Lopez was also working on a documentary about her life and spiritual journey, in which Dr. Sebi played a huge part. Tragically, after meeting with him, she too died in a car accident. Were the deaths of these celebrities both linked to Dr. Sebi just a coincidence? Or was there a concerted effort from powerful entities to silence those who'd wish to spread the words of this good doctor? Many believed that major players from the pharmaceutical industry are behind all of these actions against Dr. Sebi. We all know that the pharmaceutical business is a multi-billion-dollar global industry. New and innovative treatments and medications are developed, manufactured, marketed, and distributed around the world on a regular basis. Imagine the loss that they'll encounter if the doctor's natural healing would spread globally. Alfredo Darrington Bowman, better known as Dr. Sebi, was born in a small village in Honduras in 1933. He spent his early years working as a machinist on a cargo ship, traveling around the world. However, he was not living a healthy life, and his unhealthy habits soon caught up with him. By the time he was 35 years old, he had severe health problems, suffering from asthma, diabetes, impotency, visual impairment, and obesity. Alfredo went to the United States to seek the help of contemporary Western medicine, but he quickly discovered that conventional medical treatment was not helping him at all. When his conditions got even worse, he decided to look for alternatives. During his travels, he heard about a man who practiced many ancient healing methods based on herbs and natural medicine. He traveled to Mexico to meet this herbalist, Alfredo Cortez. The Mexican healer told him that he was dying, but also knew how to help him. First, he instructed him to practice a 90-day fast, not eating anything and only drinking water. During this period, the herbalist gave him different combinations of natural herbs and occasional juice. Then he instructed him to start a vegetarian diet, forbidding him from consuming any meat or milk. At the end of the process, the Mexican herbalist cured all of Alfredo Bowman's medical conditions, healing him completely. This incredible transformation inspired Alfredo so much that it eventually led him to the path of becoming Dr. Sebi. But let it be clear that Dr. Sebi didn't have a formal medical background. He was called such by the villagers for he was able to heal diseases.
The man known as Dr. Sebi claims to have found a cure for several life-threatening diseases, including AIDS. Too good to be true? Well, you be the judge.
Dr. Sebi started cataloging various herbs, plants, and mushrooms. He then experimented with different combinations of these remedies and various fasting methods on his own body. Along the way, he examined traditional healing methods from Africa, Central America, and the Caribbean. Dr. Sebi reached optimal health and fathered around 20 children.
My approach is an intracellular cleansing. You have people eating hog, potatoes, rice, and beans. But if we take this substance to a biochemist, he's not going to find any food in any of these substances. If something is of usefulness in my structure, in my biological structure, it must necessarily be electrical.
And the only substance that is electrical are those substances that come from the forest we call the jungle. Because the molecular structure is complete, it's not broken.
How I found out that black people should be vegetarians, because when I begin to remove you from that meat and that stuff, that grease, you begin to say in 1 week, how the pain that you had for years begin to disappear.
The benefits of Dr. Sebi's different herbs, a vegan diet, and intermittent fasting have long been supported by science. His regimen included drinking plenty of spring water, as it is essential to making the alkaline diet work. Since many of the used herbs are diuretics and increase urination to detox the body, proper hydration with spring water is vital. After successfully healing and helping hundreds of people in Honduras, Dr. Sebi went to the U.S., where he started his company selling herbal remedies and treating people individually. He cured many Americans as well and quickly amassed fame in the States. Dr. Sebi believes that what ails you can be cured with natural alkaline herbs and a vegetarian diet solely made up of what he calls electric foods, mushrooms, greens, and rye breads without starch. With all the money he made from his work, he established the Usha Healing Village in Honduras, which was named after his oldest daughter. It quickly became a world-renowned place for natural healing. Many people from all over the world traveled thousands of miles to receive treatment there. The village was situated in a spectacular location in nature, with natural medicinal hot springs providing steam baths and bathing in thermal waters as part of the treatments. Eventually, Dr. Sebi's fame became too big in the United States, and powerful organizations tried to bring him down. In 1988, the FDA filed a lawsuit against him for practicing without a license and false advertisement. In the ads he ran, he claimed that he could cure cancer, leukemia, lupus, herpes, AIDS, and many other diseases, some of which were deemed incurable. Dr. Sebi took on the Attorney General of New York in the Supreme Court, and the judge asked Sebi to provide one witness for each of the diseases he claimed to have cured. In addition, each witness had to bring a certified document from an independent doctor that proves that he or she had the specific disease, together with another document from a different doctor proving that the witness is now cured of this disease. The judge, the attorney general, and all of the people following the case were shocked when 77 witnesses joined Dr. Sebi in court in person, bringing the required documents proving that he did in fact cure all of them. Although he was questioned for hours and different laboratories tested his herbal remedies, he was eventually found not guilty. The trial backfired and made him even more popular. Dr. Sebi started working with many celebrities. He helped Michael Jackson overcome an addiction to morphine and painkillers with his African bioelectric cell food therapy. He also cured a 5-year chronic headache of Steven Seagal's using herbs. More lawsuits would follow, but the popularity of Dr. Sebi was nonetheless growing. The FDA could not stop him as more and more people backed his claims and stated he cured them. The Attorney General's office even sent undercover agents to the Usha village to investigate and potentially find any irregularities with Dr. Sebi's practices. On May 28, 2016, Dr. Sebi was arrested at the airport on money laundering charges. This was because he was carrying $37,000 in cash with him. Despite Sebi, his friends, family, and patients denying the charges, he was placed in prison. At that time, Dr. Sebi's company was making vast amounts of money from healing remedies, while Sebi himself was earning a lot from personal healing sessions. Therefore, all that was needed to set Dr. Sebi free of the charges was a document from his company proving the source of the money. His family repeatedly contacted the company to get the required documents. However, no one from the company responded to their calls or tried to help Dr. Sebi in any way. Usually, when a high-profile person like Dr. Sebi is arrested on charges like money laundering, a court date should be quickly set up for a hearing and bail he can pay to stay out of custody until the trial. However, he received neither, and he was treated as if he were a vicious murderer, not a healer. All he could do was stay in the awful conditions of the prison and wait. After a month, Dr. Sebi told his daughter that they were trying to poison him with the food they were giving him in prison. Although Dr. Sebi was 82 years old, he was known to be in excellent health, and it could be seen on this video, which was taken before he was imprisoned. However, in August 2016, authorities announced that Dr. Sebi had contracted pneumonia and died in prison. But his family had a different theory regarding the cause of his death.
I spoke to him about 3 days before he had passed.
Okay.
And I wouldn't be able to say from that conversation that he passed from pneumonia, not based on the information that I've obtained, where he said he had been on a 2-week fast at the time, and so he was feeling low and he needed something, and you can tell, but I wouldn't be able to attest that he died of pneumonia. Besides, we had a confession, and so no, I don't believe that.
You had a confession?
Absolutely.
After his death, the company he created, which did nothing to help him, patented his name and stole his legacy. Many people, including Dr. Sebi's first wife and oldest daughter, claimed that the remedies his company started to sell were not the original healing formula. Consumers also reported terrible reactions and side effects after the recipe was altered. Dr. Sebi's legacy had been compromised, and the significant threat he posed to the multi-billion-dollar medical industry was over. They had finally managed to silence him forever and destroy his legacy. Major newspapers did not even mention his death, despite the fact that Dr. Sebi had proven in court that he could cure cancer, leukemia, lupus, herpes, AIDS, and many other diseases naturally, with over 70 witnesses to confirm it. The question that arose was why such a great man did not receive any notoriety. If word got out that cancer could be cured with fasting, a vegetarian diet, and alkaline herbal remedies, who would pay thousands of dollars for chemotherapy and synthetic drugs? If the majority would use Dr. Sebi's methods instead of medications, it would be a significant hit to the medical industry. Do you believe that powerful organizations are behind the death of Dr. Sebi? Leave a comment and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Until the next one.